Live. So we'll wait for Dean. We'll re-invite him. Awesome. I'm so excited to get to talk to you though anyway, no matter
Me
what. This is going to be a
too.
great show. Hey, everybody. Welcome. People are starting to
Hi,
pour in.
everyone.
Wow. Look at our audience.
Already at Lucky 13.
Hey, nothing wrong with 13. That's
I
how many
love
paid subscribers I have.
Sincerely,
Yeah,
that's a good
I'm up to
number.
13 so far.
I have
So
magic
any of you
3.
first 13, if you want to join and become a paid subscriber, I'm here for it.
Me too. Become a paid subscriber to me. I'm actually developing a 6 to 8 week course for change, and I'm going to give the first 10 away. So if you want to do something for change, I'm developing this course of 6 weeks, and we'll have a support group we can get together. I'm just developing the idea, but if you're into it and want to give it a try, um, subscribe to me, and you don't even have to pay. Just become a subscriber. And when I get it developed, which hopefully is after I move in the next month or two, we could give it a try.
Oh,
Okay, I plugged
absolutely.
myself. The end.
Good job. Hey, that's what we need. We need to plug ourselves, right? I'm gonna
Yes.
oh, pause that sound so that I get the chat from everybody. Hey, people, as you're starting to come on in, Christiane, I think it is.
Oh,
You
she
said
Lev is on
hi.
right now.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I saw Lev was on right now also. So there may be a lot of people going over there as well. I actually have both those chats. I have that chat open too, just in case on my screen to see if anybody comes up with something fun. Um,
Oh, here we are. Got it. Okay, now I can
yeah,
read the chat.
yeah. Yeah, I like it in the chat. So please come on in, everybody. I'm Nick, and this is Kat. I'm the host of Sick of This Shit with Nick, and Sick of This Shit Pod, which Poetry Pod, and the Shit Talks, which are my start of my lives. But I just wanted to pull Kat in, and we're waiting and hopefully getting Dean Blundell in here today. Um, which would be an amazing gift for us to be able to get to talk with him. But I wanted to talk with Kat anyway because I love the psychology and the sociology behind a lot of things that's going on. My mom is a psychologist, so I grew up with child developmental needs in psychology and understanding the importance of it. And so, Kat, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit and we go? Because you've got a lot of good to say on psychology and what's going on and some of the things that we can do in terms of protecting our mental health and our mental space.
Yeah, to me, the whole reason I'm here is because I went into psychology studying, I ended up studying narcissism, and I started studying how Hitler came into power. And I was in social psychology, Nick. That was the professor I was working under, Dr. John Davis at Texas State University. And the first research I did was about the F scale, which is the fascist scale. It's an authoritarian measurement where you can take it online and see how authoritarian you are. Anyway, I started seeing authoritarians and narcissists in groups. I started working at the juvenile court for a while. And so I just got really fascinated in that we really admire narcissists. They're usually charming. They seem like great leaders. But when it becomes psychopathy is when they're hurting other people. Um, I mean, everything that's going on to me is the macrocosm of issues that we deal with in everyday life of just us dealing with our family. Me dealing with my job. This is your boss. This is the school system. We were in a private school system that, as this whole Trump brainwashing sort of thing developed, we've been really separating you guys now for several years. I believe it was going on already during George W. Bush. I know my family, at least, that's when they told me psychology was a made up profession. So that's I realized we're kind of not really, just trying to talk about politics when I was like, how did Hitler really come into power? Like, it's looking like that. Don't you guys see that? This was 10 years ago. So it's been a hot minute, right?
Yep. It's been, and people have forgotten a lot of what's going on is the problem. I think we've gotten really comfortable. Um, Can you talk maybe a little on the psychology of getting comfortable in forgetting like the importance of putting your voice out? Um, and
This
maybe
is the
complacency?
that is the golden question, like that we all become kind of paralyzed to a degree. I mean, it became kind of a social faux pas to speak out. I don't know how anyone else felt, but like on Facebook, I would make a post about Trump and get a lot of backlash from my MAGA people, and I would feel bad and take it down. Hey, Dean just broke something. Congress votes to release unredacted something.
Oh
Anyway,
shit. I hope Dean comes on. I just posted a repost of our video. And I hope Dean is willing to come on and break that news on here with
that
us
would be
and talk
great.
about that because that would be huge for uh,
That'd be huge.
that would be huge
If you
because
guys don't follow Dean Blundell, please do. I mean, he's just on top of it. He's in Canada. I feel like he has been able to be honest in a way that American reporters just haven't or been unwilling to be. Besides the Midas Touch Network, I don't you're right.
yeah, I'm reaching out to Dean right now too also and just saying, "Hey, let's break this news here."
Awesome. Yay, Dana. Okay, now I can see. Hey, bathrobe guy, everybody. Jason. How you
Hey,
doing,
yeah,
man?
welcome everybody. It's
How you
really good to
doing?
see everybody starting to come in. I'm gonna
So,
I'm gonna read.
because I brought this up, because it's super, I am like, just like, let's be in the room together, snuggling. Because I've just had this
Yeah.
question for everybody. Did everybody else? Has everyone else felt really weird about posting just the truth about Trump? Because it's so exaggerated, it makes you sound crazy. Just saying the truth.
Yeah, it's interesting that you put that out. It's the big lie. It's that philosophy on the big lie, isn't it? Or like that psychology on the big lie is that it's so big that it's hard to believe. Like it's so huge that it's hard to believe that Trump could be responsible for all of this or like a major part. And I'm starting to call it the Trump files and not the Epstein files because it's about Trump and it's not about Epstein. Epstein's dead. Trump is not. Epstein died a while ago, but Trump didn't. And Trump is one of the main players in this. And there's a lot that's happening, and we need to keep confronting it. And we need to keep having stories like what Dean just broke was unredacted files. Like that's huge. If Congress is
If
going to
it's
get,
true. I'm
if
so
it's
dated,
true,
right? I just see black lines in my head.
yeah, and so here's the thing too, and here's what we need to manage expectations, and this is where managing expectations comes in and is really important, is they may get the unredacted or they may have just subpoenaed the files and have to get all the unredacted um stuff. That doesn't mean that it's actually going to be unredacted. Like
Right.
there's still.
It's the
Oh, well,
unredacted that's already been redacted.
Dean is saying that they voted for the complete unredacted Jeffrey Epstein files. That doesn't mean
Oh, okay.
we're going to see the information. We will get a redacted version as the public. The Congress will get the fully unredacted version. So we will never see all of the files, at least not yet. But what it does mean is that it goes into plenty of eyes and people do get to see it. And people do get to respond to it and react, and someone might leak it. Like that's the cool thing is someone might leak what's going on and that's okay. Like let's take out let's just take them all out. If they're bad people, get
I
rid
have
of
to
them.
make a huge statement if y'all don't know. I heard a bunch of the women came out this morning. They are very upset. The victims. They were not notified that all of this stuff was going to be there. That's part of the law. The victim is usually notified first so that you can brace
Hmm.
yourself for all the public. No one's been notified. These women are going through all this again. I- And they have already come forward. And that's the joke. Like most of America doesn't realize that these people have come forward. A lot of them have already settled. Sadly, they've probably signed some sort of agreement where they haven't aren't able to speak, but I believe that Trump information is already out there, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I know
Yeah,
at least Katie Johnson has her stuff that she's filed with the court. Um,
yeah. And so it's also really important to remember too, like the privacy behind it is we're not here to hurt the victims. Um,
they
but at
want it
this,
out. They
they
want
want it
this
out.
information out.
Oh, okay. And as long as the victims want it out, like that's what we need to also too is remember that it can't just be about us in a political
That's
need.
what they're upset about. It's political folly, and so it's just they're being toyed with over and over and over. They're just like, "Just get it out. What's the deal?" It's because Trump is trying to play both sides, and he just got busted.
Yeah.
Too big to fail is just cracking me up in my mind as we were talking about that. It's like he does it
Yep.
all right and in your face with the even catchphrase of what he's doing.
Yeah. And then
Ah,
they make the lie so big that it's hard to believe that it's a lie anymore. Like that's the part we're combating is like
ah.
it makes it so we sound crazy when we say things. Like I'm not going to say the election was stolen through the voting machines. There's plenty of circumstantial evidence that says maybe it could have been tampered with, and that's something that we need to check out. But even saying
Oh,
something like
yeah.
that makes you sound like a conspiracy theorist half the time, and that's the problem because he polluted it so bad that normal people who are like, no, we need to push for real election reform that requires recounts and things like that. People aren't doing it. People aren't asking for that because they're afraid to. We're giving in advance and giving him what he wants because we were afraid during the election to call it out, to call something out that would is a big lie.
You
And
know,
he
the
always has to big
phenomenon.
lie up.
Did nobody use the word coup on January 7th? You know, it's our fault. This is bringing it full circle to that weird complacency, the paralysis. It's psychological. You know, the ash experiment. I had totally forgotten about the ash experiment. That's the one where there's like three lines, a really long line, a medium line, a small line. And we're supposed to pick out the medium line. If you get in a group and there's a Confederate who over and over says that's not the right line, something outrageous, 37% of the people, knowing it's wrong anyway, will just go with the side of the liar because it's just easier psychologically for them to follow the leader. Look it up,
Exactly.
the Ash experiment, ASCH. It's crazy. I was just looking at all the stats. I'll write a paper about this. I'll post it. It's practically done. I just have to pull it together. But I put the Milgram, the experiment, the Stanford experiment, where people in an authoritarian position just at a university, just in a psychological study, will be willing to hurt other people or just be willing to go along with whatever. And we're there with ICE, we're there with all of the community. All of this was applied to us through the internet and obviously socially, Fox News, and we've been
And the
getting
Murdoch
propaganda.
effect.
Yes.
So thinking about Fox News, what do you think about the new pressure that's coming from Fox News that's going back at Trump now? Because Fox just said, don't believe the lies that Tulsi Gabbard is saying about rewriting the 2016 election.
I have not been paying attention to Fox the last few days.
So, so
This is sort of
Fox,
classic.
yeah, so Fox is doing this weird underhanded thing on their own network now on their, because they're turning against Trump too,
Are
is,
they?
well, Murdoch owns both the
Well, I know
Wall Street
that,
Journal and Fox, so he's leveraging his power for bad.
but he's kind of set it up like he has known about this all along. I mean, has is he in on this? Like, is he waiting to break this story? It's been crazy what his role in this whole thing.
Like that's the thing is who is in on this, and if you're in on this, why are you holding back information? And what are you holding back information for? Like who's paying you to hold that information back? Um,
We are probably dealing with the richest people in the world and their darkest secrets.
absolutely. Um, and it crosses borders. Like listen to Dean and Lev or Dean and Lev and Zev. Like Zev
Oh
Shalev has been
yeah.
talking about this a lot. Is freaking they are magnifying hate and they're getting money from foreign entities who, since the Iran Contra deal, have been tying Russian assets because they told us that they were going to do it, that they were going to take down our society without shooting a single bullet or a single troop on the ground. And they're doing it. They're going to tear down capitalism. And we're seeing it because late stage capitalism was manufactured this way. It wasn't this way 20 years ago.
You are so right. And that's what they were talking about, the JP Morgan wire transfers, Mossad, Netanyahu, Iran through Russia. Yeah. It's a lot of can make you sound crazy.
It does. It makes you sound nonsensical at times because you've got it's so big, it's so much. And they're
And yet it's so
so
simple. It's
yeah, and
people
yet it's
who got
so
rich,
simple.
who emotionally haven't developed, and they have all this power, all this money. I mean, you have no conscience. So what are you going to do? You're going to start poking all the bears and trying to find your boundaries. I mean, as the teenagers run rampant.
Yeah, it is. He didn't grow up. He never had anybody in his life who said no to him in a way that was meaningful. Um,
Right.
he didn't have a mom for the most part, and his dad was a huge ass racist. So he learned from the worst. Guy
I'm
with
thinking
fake
Putin
beard.
also.
AJ,
Come in. I've
AJ,
got
come on, come on.
oh,
This is a beautiful beard.
it is a beautiful beard.
Fake beard.
Props on the beard.
I had to call that one out.
Get you some award that you can have like back there. Best beard ever. Bing, bing.
This guy. It's rival. Fred is rivaling, like where Frederick Pogue is rivaling too.
Frederick
Like
Pogue has a good beard. I don't know. I like Lawrence's new trim that he did
I
after he got
do.
sick.
Lawrence Winterman has a great new short trim. It looks very stylish on him. Um,
Yeah.
and the three of us are starting a Wizards Council chat every Friday. So please come in and join the three of us as we just talk random shit and have some fun. Um,
Hey, AJ.
no, Morgan, I look like I'm like 15 or 16, and I have a huge scar on my chin that I actually cover up my beard with. So nah, I'll keep it. My wife actually asked me to trim it once, and I got it short. Um, and she was like, please never again. Um, yeah, I've had my since I got out of the army, I haven't had a beard, or I've had a beard. Um, and I don't think my kids would remember me without one, or what I looked like without one.
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah, Daddy when he shaves. The kid's dad, he decided to shave his beard and his whole head when they were really little. And I remember like we pulled up in the car and they started crying and they didn't know who he was.
Yeah, you're scary when you're like that. Who is this guy? Who is this person? Where did they come from?
So familiar and so unfamiliar.
Yep. Oh, okay. So I'm not wor I apologize for those who looks like we're not gonna get Dean at least yet. I'll try him again here in a little bit, but I'm enjoying this conversation with Kat, so I don't want to end any of this. I'd love to go for a while with you if you don't mind, Kat, and just talk back and forth on things. Um,
Sure.
because this is great, and we can go
Sounds
over a little
crazy
bit of what
together.
and we can go over a little bit of what Dean um, had posted to. But the whole thing is, we're at the stage where they've turned on Trump. Um, like
Well, at
they
least Murdoch has, and don't we agree that Murdoch probably definitely has the goods because he wouldn't have gone through all this without being able to back it up.
no. And what do you think about the meeting, that secret meeting with JD Vance and Murdoch in
Weird.
Montana? I think it was 2 days before the letter came out.
That was
Um,
weird.
Do you believe the story that he was trying to stop the letter to come out, or do you believe
I don't
that
know.
he helped make it come out?
Um, I think it was coming out no matter what, and Murdoch just probably gave him the right. Was like
Hmm.
told him how it's going to go,
I
and JD
I don't
Vance
know.
nodded a lot.
I think there were some other people there that may have been making more decisions than Murdoch does anymore. Maybe Rupert himself. Maybe it's his kids. I think it's more Lachlan and I think the kids because they're getting ready to take over. Um, a lot of this right now is a generational shift on the right. Um, like they're getting ready to oust the old folks on their side in a much more violent way than the left is trying to oust their useless folks. Um,
Right.
so it's less for the left, it's less about old, it's more about are you useful or not? Like, do you serve a purpose in Congress right now? And if you don't, you need to leave. And if you're too old to do your job or too unhealthy to do your job, you should also leave. Like you
But
have
it's
the conscious
psychological.
choice.
I mean, this is the me generation, right? The ones who aren't
Hmm.
leaving. It's the me generation. I alone can fix it. They're caught up in the same bullshit too. Schumer needs to
Yeah.
step down. Dude,
He's the reason we're
where was
in
the
this
whole
mess.
crew?
Like, he's the reason we're in this mess too. Like, Schumer made a deal to allow the um, budget package to go through originally,
I
or
what was he
to allow them to
thinking?
do
Oh
this.
my
And now they're
god.
able to do rescission packages, which allows them to take back the things that they gave in concession. So, concession was we're going to fund NPR and PBS. Rescission, which was so the original bill to get through was a 60 vote majority. Had, yeah, at least in the Senate, was a 60 vote majority. Now it's a 50+1 majority for anything in the Senate for rescission packages, which means they can just start cutting and taking things away as they want to with just 51 of them in the Senate. And there's more than 51 of them who are going to do it. And they are doing it. They're destroying things on purpose and they're taking away things. So the the whole idea of funding anything
Speaker.
or yeah, or even doing anything with compromise, don't. Like if you're a Democrat and you're trying to compromise right now, get that word out of your head in terms of compromising with the far right. There's no compromising with them. They just want to take, 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 take.
It's
Um,
all just domination. Yeah.
yeah,
That's been the agenda since January 7th. Yeah.
yeah. And so what do you think about how do you think from a more social and psychological stand on this, how do you think it's impacting the nation as a whole, in terms of like, are we under some sort of mass psychosis? Or is this more of just a degradation, maybe of tribalism towards tribalism?
Oh my god, these are huge questions. I mean, that is so hard. We're in it. But no, this isn't some weird tribalism. I mean, this is classic authoritarian playbook. Uh, this is brainwashing. We've been
Yes.
brainwashed, all of us. So there's a 30% that are fully on that side. There's a 30% that are fully not on that side. And then there's all the people in the middle that are in some form of various stages of paralysis and complacency because they don't know what to do. And it's going on too long. I mean, this is the stuff that Zev talks about that at 6 months, this is when an authoritarian government is really getting its grip, its hold on of power. We need to make sure they're unstable as hell right now, and we're just still sort of, was
We're
it a coup on
floundering.
January 7th? It's a fucking coup today, people. It's a coup.
Yeah, the
There are
coup is
four.
happening again.
It's just we're in the coup, and there's four concentration camps, two in other countries that Trump says we have no control over, which is bullshit. But still, I mean, people are disappeared. I just read that there are people that their inside whistleblowers are saying there are more people being taken than are even being reported on. Look
Oh,
that up.
absolutely.
It's roller coastering on so that we can never get our footing of the truth and we sound insane.
Yes.
So Nick and I are here and everybody luckily in the chat, we're all sounding insane together, but we need to do a little bit more than what we're doing.
Yes.
Right.
And Christiane in the chat made a good point. For non-Americans, for Canadians, you guys need to hold the
Mhm.
line too. Like, it's on y'all to secure your democracy before it gets to our point. Like, you guys, you and
That's why
Canada have the choice
Canada
to
is
not
such
do
a
it.
beacon.
Yeah, like you and Ukraine, you are the two countries that have the ability to take the torch and run with democracy and make it proud. Like we're falling right now. We don't have to
And
break. Like,
Ukraine, they're just like, dude, they are being bombarded nightly, and it's not even on the news here. And this
No,
is
it's
all
not on the
part of
news.
it.
We didn't even give them the Patriot missiles. Trump just gave Putin a
No,
50-day window to bomb Ukraine every day. So
that's what's
we
happening.
have to stop buying the lie that he even cares or is trying. Like he's not. Canada has to push back now. Do not let Maple MAGA become a real sustained thing because I live in Arkansas and we're about to have in northern Arkansas, there's a new white nationalist only community that is being built. In Springfield, Missouri, there is a new white nationalist only community that is being
Oh,
built. They just bought hundreds of acres. It's our job to not let these things happen. Like the people who are buying these lands know what they're doing. The people who work with them know that
JD
they're building
Vance,
it. JD Vance, here's the thing,
he has all those investments in the.
we're all focused on Trump, but what's happening behind the scenes? Because they're not stopping. Stephen Miller isn't stopping. JD Vance isn't stopping. None of them are stopping what they're doing. But what they are going to keep doing is do things like Palantir. And that's where
Yes,
Canada can really step in and secure its own democracy is they can cut off all ties to Palantir. Canada can sever any
Starlink.
contracts to Starlink, to SpaceX, to Tesla, to Palantir,
Yes,
to PragerU, to Garda World out of Montreal
Garda World.
that is
Garda
providing
World that's running
security.
alligator outfits. Yeah.
Yeah, a Canadian company out of Montreal is providing security for a death camp in Florida. Plus, I'm assuming
Probably Michigan.
they're probably doing it in all of the other states that have them too, because we have four of them. We have four fucking death camps in the US, guys. Folks, like
Well, two in the
death
US and two in one in
that we
Sudan
know of.
that we know of. That we know of. And no one's
Like
even
that's the
talking about this one. Is it in Michigan? I'm sorry, I get Michigan and Minnesota confused all the time. Is it
um
in Michigan?
I don't know. I don't actually know exactly which state.
I'll find it.
But our governor here in Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee Sanders,
Or does somebody know?
has been trying to get a whole bunch of tribal land and turn it into a prison. Instead, I bet she's going to try and just do death camps instead because they're cheaper and easier to build. And they're built by a Chinese, designed by a Chinese guy who also designed the death camps in China.
Okay, do we not sound right now like crazy people? I mean, this is a show that I would be on the internet and I'd be like, look at these crazy motherfuckers and change the channel. I mean,
Yeah, we sound like that's the weird thing is we sound crazy, but we're not. It's sane, it's rational thinking, and it's easy to get to these conclusions if you just look at the evidence without the
no, but I
bias.
should go deeper, Nick. This Project Esther, everybody
Yep.
please, because just the little I've looked at it, this is what they want to do. It's plain as day. They've said it. The national forest, they want to go take over the national forest, cut down all the trees, build Christian nationalist communities that,
Springfield, Missouri.
dude, they want to eradicate or conform the leftists and all LGBTQ. There will be only one religion, far right Christian nationalism, which isn't Christianity at all, because they don't even trust God, much less believe that Jesus. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's some scary Nazi business, and they are full. It's in effect. It's going on right now. Hey,
Yeah.
the Canadian story this morning. Did you guys hear? Dean broke that story too, or at least I got it from Dean. Of a Canadian fisherman, ICE came and attacked him and arrested him. Capsized his boat. He almost drowned 3 times, and he was on the Canadian side. So America did not, they kept trying to drag him back over into the Canadian waters. They eventually released him, but America just didn't even acknowledge the border with Canada today. That is normally a huge problem. Uh,
We're pushing international boundaries and international laws daily. Um, Trump is the Trump regime can and JD Vance went to Greenland to try and pressure them. Like they when they make the threats
Yeah.
of things like we're going to invade Greenland, take them seriously because that's what they actually want to do. They want to gain a foothold and control somewhere, and they know the importance of certain areas because they're not dumb. Like Stephen Miller, as much as I hate him and as shitty and as disgusting as of a human being as he is, he's not dumb. He's rather intelligent.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just really, really,
He's
really
socially
like he's
maladjusted.
socially inept,
Maladjusted. Yeah.
but he's a bad person. Um,
Hold
so
on, I'm trying to.
like we can't let these people take over in this way and not be seen doing it. So the hardest part is not just not just looking at the way it is now and like what's on the top. Like don't just look at President Trump flailing. Don't look at the Trump administration's flailing right now. Look what's hiding behind all of it, and it's really Palantir. And that's what I
Yeah.
uh, we need to start talking about Palantir. We need to
Peter
start
Thiel.
talk Peter Thiel, Curtis Yarvin, um, JD Vance's connections, because one of the things is JD Vance was not Christian Catholic. He's a Dominionist Catholic. He was not a Dominionist Catholic until
Was
like
he?
2 years ago.
Dean, we
He's
need you to come on.
yeah. You should message Dean too, and poke him again,
Okay. Let's see if he can pop on.
because I
I feel
really
like,
want to get Dean's perspective on this too.
yeah, let me help.
That
Help.
was
Here, I'm over here. I'm right here. Message.
yeah. So in like all of this, like the players underneath are the really dangerous ones. Because Palantir is already here. And that's where a lot of people aren't actually seeing what's going on. And there was somebody commented on one of my posts and, or one of the posts I put out this morning for my poem, which was Coup of the Coup. Um, and somebody commented on it like, oh, Palantir is really just targeting non or anti-pro-Israel people or the anti-Israel people. And I was like, no, they're not. Cat, you're falling.
I see that.
They're not. They're getting everything. They have your data. They have access because they have a contract with DHS.
You
And
guys, that
that
is so scary to me that they have all
and
our data, what we're doing, where we are all day. Like, and they're
and
psychotic.
people have built programs. We know people who have worked on the systems for that do the license plate captures. Like the when you go through a toll booth and they capture your license plate,
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
data point. That gets
Yes.
captured as a data point and put somewhere, and that can be aggregated with other data points to identify your location, identify where you're going and why you're going there, identify patterns of movement. I work in the tech field. Like I understand like the data
What
science
did you
behind this.
do?
And
What
what
did you
did
do
I
in
do?
tech? Yeah.
I was a DevOps and platform engineer. So I did developer operations, which was internal team facing software and services and systems that help launch and support and build the platform and like the foundations um, for other software for somebody to run like a full web app or an operating system on. So the
Yeah.
biggest part of my job was actually and it's one of the things I really learned as a DevOps engineer was the biggest part of the job is really building communication platforms and identifying how to simplify and connect other people or other systems
Yeah.
on a grander scale. That's sort of what they're doing right now. It's just a big old tech game to them is how can they connect all the systems into one and aggregate everything. So there's a lot of really big aggregation data points that they're trying to collect that most people don't think of. It's called metadata. Most people
Yes.
don't think about your metadata. It's your cookies on the internet. It's the
It's
license
called the
plate.
power lies.
Yep, it's your license plate as you drive through a toll booth. It's your cell phone when you do a location ping for you drop a pin somewhere. That's a data point. That's a metadata that Apple or Google or whoever, Samsung or whoever collects that metadata point and uses it to aggregate their business models and make business decisions on how to more influence you to use their product. It's all an influence game. It's all mind games.
For
It's
the
that's all
advocates,
marketing is.
they want to control the 37%. And when you control the 37%, you control the world.
Yep. And they want to up
So they're
that
using
control
technology.
to about they want to up the control in the US to 100%. They want to control all of us. Um, And it's not a coincidence that our systems are being torn down, that our social safety nets are being torn down. It's not
Yeah.
a coincidence that none of this makes sense on how they would do funding for anything, where they got the money from for ICE compared to everybody else. Like ICE has the budget bigger than the Marine Corps. Uh,
Bigger than all of the other agencies combined, FBI, CIA,
mhm.
DOJ, all of them combined, they have more money. Who's
Yeah,
protecting us right now?
it's literally a police state the size of it's like double or triple the Israeli military budget. Think of it
Well,
that
it's
way.
not these dipshits that haven't been trained. ICE, they're not protecting us. So who is like protecting us from the actual outside
They're
danger
not
forces in the world?
They're not, and they replace the internal counterintelligence threat director for the largest hub in the US in Baltimore area. They replace that with a 22-year-old who has no experience, who was a previous, I think, cashier or some shit, who worked on Trump's campaign because he liked the way he looked and the way he sounded or whatever. But he has no experience in the intelligence field, and he is the counterintelligence lead. And if for people who don't know what counterintelligence is compared to intelligence, counterintelligence is the insider threat, is how you define an American basically as a threat. It's how we determine that the KKK is a hate group. They're considered insider threats. It's how we stop terrorist acts from happening in the US because we have a counter-terrorist group that is able to identify, source, and successfully stop terrorist threats. Now we have a 22-year-old hosting all of that who has no experience, who's never done anything, and is purposely there to not prevent a terrorist attack from happening
They
or
believe that the
to,
terrorists are the good guys now, and that
yeah,
all of us here protecting that we're all the bad guys. Social justice
yes,
warriors are bad guys.
yep. And it's going to turn
But
into, um, what, sorry, lost my train of thought there. It's going to turn into what it is false flag, to be totally
yeah,
honest. They're prepping
yeah,
us for a false flag right now. And a
and
false
they're
flag event or a black swan event, whatever you want to call it, I use false flag because it's the military term and it also doesn't have negative connotations towards racial groups.
in their
Because
martial law. He wants to instill martial law so bad.
so the thing with martial law is martial law actually is very restrictive. He doesn't want to use the military. That's why he's got the funding for ICE. I think we need to shift. The thing is, we need to
No,
shift a
good
little bit of
point.
our focus away from the military because the military has restrictions and rules
And
that ICE
military would
doesn't.
probably not do it, right? If
Correct.
you were a
Correct.
soldier, you wouldn't follow that order, right?
Correct. Because the military in the army and in all military branches and services, you take an oath to the Constitution first. You swear to support and uphold or support and defend the Constitution before the orders of the president, before the orders of your officers. It's the Constitution and what it stands for and all that it is. You stand for it. And then at the end of the oath of enlistment, it warns you if you don't, you go to jail. You face punishment because UCMJ says you're allowed to not follow illegal orders.
This is
That
why you guys
means,
need to be the leaders of the resistance. You've already taken your oath. You already know what we're supposed to be doing. They're just not doing it.
and
That's military.
that's actually, it's interesting you say that because that's when, um, oh, hold on.
They're not American anymore.
No, and that's the thing is they're I like to call it now is they're anti-Americans,
They're
or they're
anti-American.
anti-constitutionalists, because
Exactly.
to be an American, you have to defend the Constitution. You have to uphold its values and its principles. And that's, like Kat said, that's why a lot of leaders of groups tend to be from the military. That's why you see a lot of folks who are veterans who go um, into politics. And yes, a lot of them are right-wing morons. There are a
It's
lot of
made
right-wing morons.
political. It's not
But
even
at
a
the same
political
time,
issue.
yeah, when you join the military, especially as an officer, your oath of enlistment, your oath of commission is even more restrictive. And you have to follow the Constitution, but you also have to remain apolitical because that's actually part of their job. They're very, very, very strict on
But that's where the
officers to
power
become political.
lies. The power
Hmm.
lies when you're not political because you're in the middle path, like the Buddhists say. You have the view of everything when you're up in and you're not involved down there.
Yes. Yeah. And it makes it so that the military isn't under the control of the president. They're led by the president. And that's what we also have to remember. There's a couple things about the military that we have to remember, which is also really good stuff for non-veterans and so as we call civilians or civies, for you guys to also start understanding too is how the military actually operates in comparison to what we think it operates as. So most people think the military operates from the top down, from the president. He gives orders, it just filters down, everybody follows them. That's kind of how it works. That's how orders get disseminated, but that's not how the military actually works. Since World War II, we have worked on what's called mission command. And that means we empower every single soldier to know from, let's say in a small unit, from the captain down to the lowest private ranking private in that unit, every single person knows what the mission is, what the chain of command is. So if someone dies, who's the next in line and takes over? If that person dies, all the way down to the last person. They also
Right.
know how the mission runs. Everybody knows this because it's driven by the individuals in the military. Each person has a choice. So let's say you're the pilot on the helicopter for the president.
Yeah.
You're given an order to fly him to somewhere and any president, doesn't have to be Trump, but any president. You're given the order to fly that president to a place you know is completely dangerous and they will die in.
Okay.
You have the choice to say no. As a soldier, you can say, that's an illegal order, no. And that is the right thing to do. And it's mission command, and they can't stop you. They can replace you, but that next soldier can also go, yeah, no, I don't want
No.
to do that.
Right.
Up until every single person has said no. And that's the point, is the mission is driven by the soldiers. The mission isn't driven from the top down.
Good to
Orders,
know.
orders and plans work until they start. Like once the first shot is fired, no plan works. Like a good plan works up until the first shot is fired. The military is great
Integrity
in
is running the
organized
show.
chaos. Yeah, integrity is the key aspect of the military. And keeping that integrity of where apolitical when in service. I'm not apolitical post service because I don't have to be. One, I'm not owned by the government anymore and I'm not under that contract. I do have to follow UCMJ for the remainder of my life, and they can throw me in jail if I do some stupid shit. But I don't need to be apolitical anymore. I can talk and I can say, this is fucked up. And the
Yeah.
military has a right to say in a non political way, no, we will not follow the orders of a fascist because that is anti constitutional and is against our oath of commissions and oath of enlistments. And that's what they should be doing.
Yes. Where are y'all?
So here's where this gets weird. ICE doesn't do that. And this is why ICE is
No.
scary because so here's the difference between ICE and the military is the distinction of posse comitatus, which means um which means you can it's the Posse Comitatus Act is what prevents the president from putting soldiers on our streets. It prevents us from being militarized.
Okay.
Um,
I was going to say it wrong then. Good thing I didn't say anything.
he cannot. Let me just pull it up so we can just.
Pull her on it. You guys. Part of the therapy that I was going to tell you about that I did that worked is that you take basic words and as part of your journaling and daily journaling. It's so great to just take a basic word, colon it, write it, think about it. Like admission, I love it. Admit it, or
Mhm.
honesty, or altruism, and just, remember it, visit it, and then try to put it in your day that day. So, yes, let's hear about posse comitatus.
Okay, so the Posse Comitatus
I think I just
Act.
said a dirty word.
It's close.
It just could be a sexual position.
It's the new missionary style.
No, I want a
Don't be
posse
doing that,
comitatus
Posse
like right
Comitatus.
now. Okay.
So the Posse Comitatus Act generally prohibits the use of U.S. military force on to enforce domestic laws. With some exceptions, it can be authorized by the Insurrection Act or a open rebellion, um, and or if the president. It's basically a way of preventing the president from putting troops on the ground without a reason.
Say it one more time. Say that one more time.
Okay, I'll even read it from the Brennan Law Center. I don't know if they're a
Open
good group or
rebellion
not.
is what I'm listening to. Okay, go ahead.
Actually, let's do it from Wikipedia.
Even
Do.
Wikipedia is going to read this.
So the Posse Comitatus Act establishes that the U.S. military in general cannot be used as a police force on U.S. soil. It cannot be used to uh, enforce domestic U.S. laws against us so that the
That's
president
what they're doing.
cannot. Well, that's what they were trying to do in California. That's what they started doing. That's where they were starting to push the boundaries, is because he didn't invoke the Insurrection Act. He didn't invoke an open rebellion. He just claimed that he kind of
Mhm.
claimed it without any real um,
Proof or anything.
proof or anything. Okay, Lisa, thank you for that. That the Brennan is a good one. Sometimes I forget which ones are the good. Um, But what it does is it prevents the military from enforcing civilian laws
Okay.
on civilians. The military is not a police force internally. That's not our job. The military's job is to protect externally and prevent enemies, foreign and domestic, to
Right.
fight back. That's a big key, is foreign and
And
domestic.
domestic.
He can get around the Posse Comitatus Act with ICE because they're not part of the military and they don't fall under DOJ or the DOD. They fall under DHS. They're Department of Homeland Security. They're a police force. Police forces do not follow that same rule because they're meant to police the state. So they don't have to be invoked through the Insurrection Act or open rebellion to put them in the streets in numbers so vast that you can't stop them. And the next thing you hear is under his eye. And you're asking, why the fuck are all these women being taken out of buildings and not allowed to work anymore? And who comes in with these red dresses? And why is everybody starting to look like a handmaid again? Project Esther is that. That's what they want. Like
It
that's the
is.
whole project that they're trying to do. Like we keep saying this, I don't want to be I'm not a I'm
Right
not trying
thing.
to scare people.
Conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, it's not a conspiracy when it's true.
It's true though, and it's scary as shit, you guys. This is scary shit.
Yeah. And we don't want to at least I don't want to fall into that. Like I don't want to live under that. I already live in a red state where it's kind of shitty enough um already and they've pushed us really far. We can push back against shit like that. Like it's not bad.
Charlie,
So is ICE a national
read what
police force?
Charlie just
Yes.
said.
Yes, it is. ICE is a nationalized police force. It is larger than the FBI, the CIA, and the DEA. Like it's the largest internal police force that we have now. It is regulated under a police force, but it does not follow the same chain of command that the military does. It reports to Homeland Security. It does not have the same oversight responsibilities as DoD. DoD follows UCMJ. ICE does not. DoD is under posse comitatus. ICE is not.
And they're completely untrained. They probably know nothing about the experiments that I just talked about, the Milgram experiment, the Stanford experiment, the Ash experiment, all were just the basic, a little bit of push from an authoritarian, just wearing mirrored glasses will do. People will give up their freedom to let somebody just with mirrored glasses, like, shock them and do terrible things to them. This is not good.
Yeah, yeah,
Not good.
it is the Ash experiment on a large scale. And we're seeing it, and that's what Nazism was, and that's what all these fascist movements are.
It's a
And
fucked up psych experiment, and we're all in it.
yeah, and we're living. No, ICE isn't a police force technically, but it is treated like one.
It's the
And it's
Gestapo.
it
Can we call
falls
it the
under the
Gestapo?
police rulings and the police regulations rather than DoD. And that's really the big difference is the way that they get funded and oversight is drawn on them. So let's say something happens in the military and somebody does something like shoots a civilian. There is an entire chain of command structure built into our entire institution of the DoD or Department of Defense for those who don't know the short, the DoD. There's an entire institution built around that that says this person is going to get tried. They're going to go through punishment, and they fall under military justice. It is the Uniform Code of Military Justice, separate from the Civilian Code of Justice for a reason. They don't get, they don't have that same system on the ICE side. They get to sort of make their own. And like Lisa's saying, they can kind of write their own warrants. They're still supposed to get signed by a judge and actually signed. The judicial
But then
branch is
it's like they're
supposed to
not
have
even
oversight,
presenting
but they're
warrants
not doing
hardly
that.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not doing that. They're not getting warrants signed. They're not even presenting them. They're not showing up with badges or badge IDs. They're not showing up with vehicles of any marking of any sort. Um,
They don't have a badge. They don't have they just have like it looks like a star, but there's no number or anything.
mhm. You just buy those uniforms off Amazon. Like
Fucking
they're
Party
literally,
City.
yeah,
My
they're buying
God.
they're buying fake uniforms and they're wearing um their breastplates and their things like that, their up armor, and they're pretending to be all um big. It's just malicious. He already said it. He was going to deputize thousands of Americans to become ICE officials, and they're going to get almost no training. We're lucky they
Because
haven't shot
you
anybody.
know that it's the Proud Boys
It
and
is,
the
and the Oath
yeah, and
Keepers,
Oath Keepers and the what are the percenters? What percent are they?
the
1%,
three percenters, I think they are.
3%.
Um,
You know it's those guys.
yeah, you do, and it's scary because they are dangerous as shit.
I'm looking right now at an article by the Huffington Post where it compares because I just wanted to know the tenets that ICE and the Gestapo shared, and they honestly share quite a few. Uh, I'm trying to get this. I'll put it in the. Let me put it in the chat. Lord, you guys, I'm just laughing. They literally wearing like costumes from Party City.
Yeah, and they're
Come
like I said,
on.
they're coming up to houses with no warrants. They're going to people with no identification. You don't know if they're the Gestapo. You don't know if they're real. You don't know if they are
You don't know
really
if they're
law
just some dude
enforcement,
on the street who just, wants to rape a woman, which has occurred. You know, that a
which
couple of
has
dudes
and
get
is
dressed up.
probably occurring. Where are all
It
the
has
kids
occurred.
going?
That has occurred where people dressed up like they were ICE and assaulted people or robbed them, raped them. That's happened a few times.
Or somebody
Yeah.
dresses up with a mask on like a police officer and shoots a state and assassinates a state rep official, and her family.
and their family.
Like, and then we have
We don't even talk
Utah
about
Senator
that.
Mike Lee making fun of it during the time while he was still loose. The guy was still loose and Mike Lee was making
Absurd.
fun of it. Like, can you talk on that from a psychological, like what, how does somebody get there?
These people, to me, it just seems. I mean, you always want to look for a psychological payoff of why people do it. So the only payoff that it can be for that is just you're getting that creepy hard on for power, where you can be
Hmm.
cruel and you have no feelings and ha ha. It's like the creepiest. It's not even Schadenfreude. It's like it's all in my term is the hard on for power. You guys know what I mean. There's got to be a term for it that it's escaping me right now, but that's the payoff. To feel powerful, to feel that you can crush a bug. I don't know. It's very sad.
It has to be something. There has to be something that's driving it because people keep going to it. They're flocking to it. There's 36 or 37% of the country still supports him right now.
What else is
Um,
he getting besides he's also getting money? People like him. They're supporting their negative behavior together, and they're riding this wave of power. They all are doing it together, and they're in on this secret little secret that they all know that they're breaking the law, and they all know that this is wrong. But they think that they're special somehow, and they're going to get something special at the end. He's special, and I'm better than. It's so narcissistic. It's just wild.
yeah, it's disgusting. It's so that kind of leads back to the question. Do you think we're kind of in a mass psychosis?
Like I said, we're brainwashed for sure. I mean, why is nobody talking about that the laws are being broken, that the Constitution I mean, the civil rights amendments have been just obliterated. We're not listening to the Supreme Court. We are living in a lawless world right now. There is no law that we can count on right now for real because Trump doesn't believe in the Democratic appointed judges. So half the court system isn't right according to Trump, and he's
Yeah.
manipulating the other half. So yeah, we're in
And he
a
doesn't
weird
even own
place.
any of them anymore. Leonard Leo abandoned him. I mean, he's a sinking ship. Trump himself is a sinking ship. I think the Trump brand may survive because I think we haven't heard or seen from Don Jr. in forever. We haven't heard or seen from Eric. We haven't heard or seen Ivanka or Jared.
Ivanka
And I
really
want
disappeared.
and I want to know what happened to the $2 billion that they got from the Saudis. Like, I'd still like to know about that money.
And the
Um,
hundreds of million Ivanka got from the Chinese contracts, they have
yeah,
all raked in like motherfucker, pardon me. They've all raked it in.
they have. And what about all the questions around how Melania got into the country or why she got an Einstein visa for that's normally
That
reserved for people who are like Nobel laureates and like really smart fucking people who do really good things and really big things, not people who were trafficked into the country by a pedophile ring. And I'm gonna allegedly say she was somehow trafficked in through it because her story doesn't make any sense.
her story
Um,
doesn't. In fact, her
and she looks
story.
scared as shit all the time.
Oh, I know, right? Her story, he's literally trying to make illegal everything that how she got into the country. Yes. Like every way that she got into the country, he's trying to make all that illegal.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, they're really only hitting
It's
blue
tough.
states right now. It
There's
is their
what?
tell. They're really only hitting blue states right now, which is the problem. Um, they're kind of hitting red states a little bit, but they've agreed to not go after a lot of farms, at least here. Um, but we're seeing the impact even without them going after it. Like Arkansas last year closed down more farms than ever in its history in one
Did it
year.
really?
Yeah. And more are going to close down because people are afraid to go work. People are starting to fear going into work, especially people who are undocumented or look like they might be undocumented. Like it's just scary being not white right now, I
The
think.
Texas Valley, yeah, I haven't been down there, but it's a huge, hotspot of activity right now because that is where we grow a lot of our citrus, and it's the weather down there rarely ever freezes. It's beautiful grassland. Um, but there's been a lot of craziness going on. Greg Abbott, I thought, was sort of protecting Texas to a degree. Like you said, it seems like the red states aren't getting the brunt of it like California is, but I don't know. The
Yeah,
agenda is coming for everyone.
it is. It's coming and it's coming quick. And the difference between fascism in the 1930s and 40s and fascism in the 2020s is technology. Is they didn't have the diaspora and the prolification of technology that we do right now. Like
The
if
internet
Hitler had
made
a
this happen.
technological state that we had, I think things might have been rather scarily different. Um,
Totally.
the other step of that is not only do they have a new technological state, but we do. We have the power to be people journalists and do the things that they aren't able to stop us from doing, like this. We're all talking online right now, having a great conversation about what's going on and how we can like possibly stop it or prevent it or get more information around it so people are informed. And that's a big piece of
Yeah.
it. Knowledge is power. But keeping it simple, and they can't stop us from talking. They're not going to stop me from saying what I'm saying. I'm a veteran. I'm proud of what I'm doing. This is my country too. I fought for it. I went to Afghanistan. I
That's
just,
just we're the
I,
veterans.
I am here because veterans are sick of this shit. Like
Veterans.
that's my
Y'all are
protest
the
sign. Like we're
ones.
sick of this shit. We're sick of being used as pawns. I'm sick of being told that we are going to get scraps off the table. Y'all, it's taken me 7 months to get back into primary care at the VA.
Oh my God,
I'm
no.
going to be on
Really?
7 months of waiting during the middle of a 2.5 year diagnosis for fibromyalgia.
Are
Like,
you kidding?
so, like, if we want to
Sosa
talk
has
about,
fibromyalgia. You should talk with Soso.
oh, okay.
She does a lot of good stuff that helps her kind of. Dude, what a
So, like,
nightmare.
I'm I'm going to be 7 months without a doctor by the time I see my provider if they don't cancel my VA appointment. Um, and that's the scary thought is they're going to like when things start tearing down, the we're already seeing services going away. And once healthcare services start going away for us, they're going away for everybody else because this big bullshit bill took away rural healthcare services and our social programs that we paid into and we voted for, they're 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 gone.
And
And
all that money is paying for a psychopath to play out his freaky deaky fantasies on the world.
yep,
You cannot write this shit. It's insanity.
yes, yeah, it's stupid is what it is people are just like it's the Ash experiment in real time because people are stupid. They're willing to buy into it and go along with it and just do it
They
because
wanna be the
somebody's slightly more
37.
powerful than them and they don't want to have to think about it.
It's nut burgers. Yeah, I can't. It's crazy business.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna say we've been on for just over an hour, and it's
Did you hear
now.
that? That just scared the shit out of me. That was a huge thunder just right here by my window. Y'all didn't hear that?
No, I saw you. See, cat. That's a sign. It's a sign. We gotta end.
God is pissed.
Not at us. Not at us, though.
No, God's on our side. Oops.
So I want to give a quick plug to myself and Kat. Um, I'm Nick. This is a shit talk with me and Kat. We were hoping to get Dean in. He wasn't able to make it today for the show. We will get him in though on the shit talk shows. We're working on some really cool stuff right now. I'm working behind the scenes with Kat and a couple other folks to hopefully get some really cool stuff going on that I'd love everyone to keep an eye out and be a part of. This is a people powered movement, and we need everybody who's here, everybody joining in.
All of you.
I'm going to be doing a special. summer pledge drive. Lawrence has helped convince me to do a good summer pledge drive. I hit my lucky number 13 the other day for paid subscribers, but I'd love to bump that up because I want to get onto the bestsellers list. Because I think I have a message that can help and I want to get up there and I want to get the message out and I want to build a community with everybody else, but it's not me who does it, it's you guys. So I'm going to do a cool special for the summer. I'm going to do $1 for monthly subscriptions. I'm going to drop my annual subscription down from 55 to 10 um, for probably about 2 weeks, couple weeks now. Do a quick summer drive on it. And I offer for my founding members, so $200 a year or more, you get a paid poem. You get a poem of your choice around a current event that's going on or something important to you. I write political, social, and patriotic-based poetry. It's a little irreverent at times, and it's fun. So I hope you join me and subscribe. And I hope you join my friend Kat, who is incredibly smart, a talented psychologist, has a lot of good things to say. She and her friend Soso put on an amazing show together. I love them. She's incredibly nice. She's got a lot of good to say, and I hope you subscribe to her. And Kat, I want to give it to you.
Yeah, you guys, thank you. We need to do this together. I can't believe that we are the resistance. It's us right here at the forefront. It's just us. Nobody's coming. So
Nope.
I'm so grateful that everyone's here and let's subscribe to each other. I think that's great. So we kind of can keep track of each other, what's going on. So if something big comes, which it should soon, where we need to mobilize, we know how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep with each other, be strong, build your communities up. And something that I keep saying, and I'm going to say at the end of every podcast now, is go run for something. Look at the
Yes.
runforsomething.net website. I'm not, I'm, I, they don't pay me. I just say this because I signed up for it just to look into, even if you're not going to run for an office, it registers you into a group of people who are interested in our democracy and want to help see it grow. And it helps you make democracy better because we get the democracy we work for. So we should go work for it because I'm tired of being sick of this shit and I want to start doing this shit. So let's
I
go do
love
it,
it.
guys.
Let's go do it. Let's go get these Nazis.
Oh, yeah. Let's all be Nazi hunters together. That's our new
Yes.
job title. Let's go
I
be
love
Nazi
it.
hunters together. Elbows up,
Teamwork.
friends.
I love you
All right.
guys.
Thanks, y'all. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Kat. I look forward to
Nick,
talking
thank
to
you
you
for
again.
having me, my friend. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks, all. Thanks, everyone in the chat.
Bye, y'all.